going live. And it says we're live, which is really kind of funny because it probably is going to take a few seconds to get over there. So it's really going to be live, and I don't know. Anyway, hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It is a launch party for this bad boy right here. Except for not for resale. Anyway, Havok's Animal Kingdom Anthology, our seventh one, and my favorite cover by far. And if you're here, it's because you got a story in here. So awesome, awesome. That means that you submitted a winning story, and our editors loved it enough to publish it on our e-zine, and then even more to publish it in our anthology. So yay! Round of applause for everyone. So I'm going to turn this over to Ray, who is going to be our MC, wonderful tour us through the evening. I'm really just here to run tech and shenanigans. For our first shenanigans, since this is all new and we hopefully have people joining us who don't know you. Hopefully your family and friends are joining us, but your family and friends might not know their family and friends and their family of friends. So do me a favor, and you should be able to do this if you go over to where it says participants and find your name. If you click on where it says more, you can rename yourself, and go ahead and make sure that your name is your author name as it's listed in the anthology. So if people want to find your story, they know what your name is, and might change that to something else later. But for right now, change your name, and let's get this party rolling.
Sounds good. Yes. Welcome, everyone. Like Lisa said, it is our 7th anthology, Animal Kingdom, probably one of my favorites because I'm just a stinker for animals. Yeah, if you want, you can still find out all the stories on our website, but the anthology should also be releasing tomorrow, right, Lisa?
Well, it actually might be releasing tonight. I haven't checked Amazon yet, but I think that it might be releasing during the party. We just waited till last minute because we have some pretty big announcements to make tonight, and we didn't want to spoil it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because some of the things we're doing tonight, we'll be having author chats with with a bunch of our lovely authors from the anthology, and we'll also be announcing our reader and editor choices as well as our super reader. So wait till the end of the party for that. We'll also be having a reading of one of our stories. Yes. No. Lisa, you give
yes. Yes. Totally forgot about that. Haven't downloaded it yet. So yeah, maybe we might be doing that. Yeah.
Right. We might be doing that. We'll surprises galore, right?
Right. Some days we can doing shenanigans with me.
Yeah. We'll also be running our Havok Mad Libs again, which was so popular from our last one. So I'll be interjecting throughout the night to tell you to go do our prompts. So we got a bunch of them, and then we'll read it.
Should we start that soon? Should we start that now?
We should probably start the first one. Yeah, the first one now. Yeah, let's start it.
Awesome. So we are in our chat going to post the link for you guys to go to. And we'll have to post and repost this throughout the evening for when people join. But if you guys haven't been here for Havok Libs, it's a lot like Mad Libs, except for slightly more wacky because it's Havok filled. If you'll click on that, that will take you to a website. And we are going to I'm clicking. Oh, here we go. Yes. We are looking for the name or a type of predator. So hopefully your website says provide a suggestion for predator. So as many as you want, go ahead and put those in there. At some point, we'll close those out and we'll reopen it for you to vote on your favorite one that is going to end up in our story. I am not going to tell you the title of our story because that is part of the process, but let's just say It has something to do with animals.
Shocker.
So probably would be helpful if your predator was a animal instead of a serial killer. But hey,
a serial killing animal.
a serial animal killer. No. Yes. I don't know. So I do see your responses coming in. So awesome.
Yay.
So what's first, Ray?
So let's see. So first I would like everyone who's here to introduce themselves. Tell us your name, what story you wrote, and yeah, and also what theme that got published under.
All right, will you tell us who should introduce themselves first?
Sure. Let's see. Is that Quinn? Qwen? Is that how it's called?
Quinn. Well, I didn't actually get chosen. I mean, I'm being published as part of the Havok team, so I don't know if that counts.
Did you submit a story for the anthology, Nathan?
Yeah, I did.
So is your story in the anthology?
It should be, but now you're also asking me to remember what I wrote.
Let me see. Since I know what your name is, I'm going to look. Of course, you can't look these up in order, so I'm scanning.
I'll put my
Let's see Rachel's story.
Yay!
There it is. Nathan, your name is Nathan Vayan. Did I say it right?
Vion.
And Vion, sorry. And the title of your story is Frightening Options.
Oh, yes, that was my story.
Sounds good. Excellent. This almost sounds like our Hadlib, Frightening Options.
Yeah, that. All right. So what am I supposed to do here?
Just introduce your name, the story of your title, and what theme it was for.
Well, my name is Nathan Vion, and I now have that in the box. So my theme was beautiful and dangerous, and kind of a little bit of both. It was a little bit of a psychological story, but yeah, it was just kind of something that hit me one day. I was like, hey, that'd be a really interesting idea. So
very cool. I look forward to reading it, as I do for many of these. Looks like Rachel Dibb. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Rachel Dibb. I had my story Small Talk published in the anthology, but I cannot remember which. It's like my mind is just over my head.
All right, I'm glad I have this here.
Yeah.
For the rest of you, we're going to be asking you what story it was, so might want to go look real quick. All right, let me see if I can find Rachel. Maybe we should just read the contents.
There you go.
Table of contents to see. There she is. Rachel, you are on page 162, and your story was Small Talk.
Yes, I just couldn't remember which
theme.
Yes, the theme. I couldn't remember the theme.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't help you there.
Yeah.
It's okay. If you remember it, cool. If not, we're good. We're all good. Hannah, how about you?
My name is Hannah Mulderry, and I wrote A Fluke at Work, and that one was for the micro and macro theme.
Nice. Yeah, I remember seeing that one come across, and I'm like, wow, I have no ideas for that theme. So I'm looking forward to reading those stories. Yes. Allie, how about you?
Hello, my name is Allie Jo Anderson. My story is Cats Rule, and it was in the Extinctions and Discoveries theme. So it was the Extinctions.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, if you're a cat person, you should be happy to know that tomorrow's International Cat Day. Celebrate. All right. Arlen, your turn.
Hi, my name's Arlen Gehrig, and my story was Wizards and Chickens, and it was in the Swimmers and Soarers theme.
Very nice. All the water, I love it. And the air. HB Flight, your turn.
Hi, Sorry, there's something going on outside my door. My name is Heather at HB Flight. And my story was before and after. It was the discoveries and extinctions, or extinctions and discoveries. It was a little bit of both, I think. It was the March issue. So yeah.
Excellent. Sounds good. All right. SEM Mashita?
Hello. My story was Preserving Peace, and it was also in the Discoveries and Extinctions theme.
Woo! Was it discovery or the other?
They were like trying to save a creature from being lost. So I guess it maybe touches a little bit of both too.
Excellent. All right, Jessica.
Hi, I'm Jessica Noel. I wrote that my submission is Forever Family, and that's for as an FUR because it is a puppy story. And this was a staff submission since I am an editor at Havok. So yeah.
Yay! Love the Havok Hive. Yes. Mine also has a puppy. I'll talk about it a little bit more later. Jenna.
Hi, I'm Jenna Dowd. I am actually not an author, but I do help out with the proofreading at Havok. So I've really enjoyed everybody's stories that I've gotten to read.
Yeah, you get to read them all no matter what, right?
A lot of them, yeah. You know, I'm one of the proofreaders.
All right, Haley, your turn.
Okay. Sorry, it's thunderstorming here.
Oh.
I got here late. I'm assuming we're just doing introductions and talking about our story.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us your name, your story, and the theme it was in.
Okay, so I'm Haley. My story is Humans Miss the Obvious. It is in Partners and Predator. It was a Havok staff story. I'm part of the marketing team, so it's only in the anthology. So, yeah.
Nice. Looking forward to reading it. All right, Jenith, your turn. Did I mispronounce your name?
Hi, I came late.
That's okay. Welcome. Yeah, we're just introducing ourselves, telling us what our story is in the anthology, the title, and what theme it was under.
I do not have an anthology story this anthology, but I'm the marketing and do the book cover, the story covers for the Havok team. So I've been enjoying reading the ones that I've been able to design. Next anthology, maybe, but not this one.
I dare you, not dare you, I challenge you. You must write one for the next one. Because I think that due date's coming up soon, right? For Vice and Virtue, yes?
I submitted one for that one, and I think
it was October 15th.
Mm-hmm.
I am editing my way through.
Oh, yay.
So I have one in that pot, but not in the animals.
Oh, well, good. I look forward to hearing that one for the next season, but we'll get to that one next party. All right.
Okay. Just jumping in.
Yes.
We have 5 predators for you guys to vote on at the same link that I put in before. Nathan, if you're still here, if you could occasionally pop that link into the chat. I did post it to YouTube, and hopefully they're going to join in. We do have about 15 people currently watching us on YouTube. But anyway, vote for your favorites, and after we figure out which story, which of the predators are going to win, then we'll move on to our next word that we're doing. For those of you that have joined late, we are doing Havok libs. Our first word that we put in was for a predator. Now we're voting on those predators, and we're going to be doing what are they called when you prompts? We're going to be doing prompts throughout the evening, and at the end of the evening we'll read the story. As I said before, it does have something to do with animals in honor of our anthology.
Yes.
Were you able to put the link in there, or do you need me to put it in again?
I didn't
Oh, he did. So the link to the page is in the meeting chat. So if you can find the chat at the bottom, if you don't see chat, go under more and you can see chat. Click on that link. It's more.gohavok.com/havoklibs and just, have a little browser open there. We'll be going back and forth between there for the evening.
Yeah, I just kind of left it open from the first time I opened it, and I just pop it up and down when I need it.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to refresh or not. And I interrupted you before we had John introduce himself.
Yep. So John, your turn. We're introducing ourselves, telling the title of our story, and what theme it was under. Oh, you're on mute. John, you're on mute. We can't hear you. Oh, did I lose him?
How's this?
That's good, but now we can't see you.
Yay. Oh, okay.
Technology.
Okay.
So at the bottom, there you go. Perfect.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, my name is John D'Souza. My story was The Healing Tree. It was under Extinctions.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I apologize for being late. I was hurrying home trying not to trip any radar.
Sounds like me on a regular day.
Saying. Oh.
Better to be safe than, sorry or pulled over. So no problem, John.
Yeah.
And then my story is it's called Corgi Havok. I'm Rachel Harris, by the way. I go by Rachel and Michael Harris when I write. It's called Corgi Havok Cattle Drive, and it's for partners. It's under the partners theme, so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. And Lisa, you got a story too, right?
I do. Mine was I think it was Sunset at the Purple Cactus is what I called it. Okay. There I am. Yes, Sunset at the Purple Cactus. I started writing it when we were doing our color prismatic anthology, and it had animals in it, so it got finished for Animal Kingdom. So yes, it's fun and quirky, and I don't remember the themes, but it has animals in it.
That's all that's necessary, right? Everything else is just decoration. Right. So the same thing happened to me too with my my Kitsune story, which just ended up went live also for the partners, I think, on the website. I wrote that one originally for the orange theme, and I didn't get it done in time, so I submitted it to the animal themes when it came up. I love it how sometimes you can save a story and resubmit it later for something, and it still fits in different themes. I love doing that. Has anyone else ever had a story that they wrote, didn't get it submitted in time, or reworked it and then submitted to Havok again? Yes, want to tell us a little bit about those stories? Want to just tell someone volunteer.
Yeah, so my story, it's actually the first flash fiction story I ever wrote, so it's fun for it to be published now. But I initially actually wrote it back during Prismatic. And then, so Orange just pops up a bunch in it, and I was like, oh, I could submit it to the Orange theme. Never got around to submitting it. And then, Animal Kingdom, I was like, oh, I should submit it to Animal Kingdom. Never submitted it then. Then it's like, the anthology. We're getting it in the anthology.
When one fails, do it for the next, right? I have a load of stories to resubmit. All right. How's the prompts going for the Havok Lives? Are we ready for the second one, or are we still voting on the 5?
The predator has been selected, and we are on to an animal.
Excellent. Whoops. I misspelled something.
A whoops is not an animal.
I should have typed that. Whoops.
Oh, save that for later. I believe we have a funny noise.
Okay.
We have some noise prompts. You can put in oops then, or honk if Jane was here.
Yeah, poor Jane. She can't make it tonight, right?
I know.
Yes. All right. So as we do our Havok Lives, we also are going to do an author chat. I'd love it if we could kind of do it like a little bit like a round table. So I'll ask a question, and then you guys just go ahead and pop in and answer. Sound good?
Let's see, if you guys wouldn't mind muting yourselves when you're not talking, that way if there's any background noise, we won't hear it on the screen.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. All right, what is your favorite animal, both real and mythical? I'm usually a dragon and dog person myself. I should combine those two one of these days. Dragon dog. What do you guys think?
Okay, so my answers are probably my favorite real animal is probably dolphins. And then as far as mythical, if you haven't read A Fire and Ash by Gillian Bronte Adams, you need to, because she has magical horses called the Soulborn in it, and they are amazing. Like, I need a magical horse. Yes. Rachel has the book. You now know what it looks like. Go find the book, read the book, and then join me as we wait for book 2, and which Gillian wrote faster.
Yes, she won the Book of the Year award for Realm Makers this year. And I so need to actually read this now. Unfortunately, it's still on my to read shelf. So very sadness, but yay, I can't wait to read it. Oh,
Somebody put in an animal, I don't know what it is. If this was you, tell us, what is an eye?
That you are allowed?
I'm still trying to figure out how to get into this.
All right. I see Cassie's here. Let's put her in the hot seat. Hi, Cassie.
Oh, wow. Okay, immediate. Hi.
Hi. Oh, so you missed our first question. We were introducing ourselves, what story we have in the anthology, and what theme it was under. So go ahead and answer that one, then I'll throw the next one at you.
Okay, and also I wanted to say that Becca Gromikova and Hannah Carter will be joining me shortly. Long story, but there was an airport luggage mishap.
That sounds like a story. It sounds like a story there.
Yeah. Wow, you guys are getting together for the launch party. That's some serious coolness.
It wasn't just for that, but yes.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Because this is that big of a deal.
Especially since Becca's coming from Canada, right?
Yes, from Canada. So I drove 9 hours today.
Oh wow.
But anyway, so can you repeat the question? Is it what stories I have?
Yeah, your name, what story or stories are in the anthology, and the themes.
Yeah, so I'm Cassandra Ham, and I have 2 stories in the anthology, which are A Clamor of Wings, which is a sequel to The Language of Sound, which was published a couple anthologies ago, and it's a Fantasy Friday. And then Taming the Volcano, which is also a Fantasy Friday. So.
Oh man, I still have to get published on Fantasy Friday. I keep trying for that one, and I've yet
to get. Last genre?
What's that?
Is that your last genre to get?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is my last one, and then I've been published on all the days. So next season, we're going for it again.
Yeah. I believe in you.
Thank you. We'll get there. All right, we're also discussing what our favorite real and mythical animal is. We're just kind of doing like round table, so just volunteer and answer when you have one.
Okay.
So people are going to think I'm really weird, but I think leeches are so cool.
Good for you.
I know everyone's like you, but if you don't know, some leeches are actually FDA approved, and they're considered like medical devices. And this isn't like weird, like archaic medicine. This is modern science, and they have like properties in their saliva, from how I understand it. It's been a while since I've done my leech research paper as like a teenager, but they can help in like reconstructive surgery. And I just think it's, and even when you look at some of these leeches, you see like patterns along their backs that like, why does this parasitic worm have an aesthetic? But it does. And I just, to me, they remind me of like God's goodness in a fallen world, where here's this kind of yucky like worm thing, but it it can be used to help people, and it actually also looks kind of cool. So yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad you have such an appreciation for them. You know, growing up, we went to this cabin up at the lake and I'd get leeches on them, and to me it's just big black things stuck to my body. So yeah, I didn't realize they had different things you could see on them. You know, kind of reminds me a little bit like how snakes, and they all have their different patterns down their backs. So yeah, I could totally see that. That's awesome. And do you have a mythical creature too that's your favorite?
I actually like for mythical, I don't consider they're more like humanoids. I kind of like orcs and oni. Oni being from the yokai, the Japanese mythology. So they're not really animals though. They're more like humanoid creatures, but yeah.
Awesome. Yes. Oh, well, perfect. I've heard of the oni. I don't know much about them, but yeah, that's very cool. Let's see. Hey, so Nathan, how about you? You got any favorites there?
A lot. Dragons are it's more than mythical. For real world creatures, I like a lot. I mean, I like tardigrades. They're kind of cool. They're the smallest. They survive in really extreme temperatures. You literally can send them into space and then bring them back and survive. So that seemed kind of cool. But for mythical, dragons were always cool. But I actually, maybe not as traditional, but I always did like griffins as well. I thought they were
Oh,
kind of cool.
I love griffins. There needs to be more stories with griffins.
Yeah, they're kind of a cool mythical beast, but then they're not as popular as your more traditional ones as far as stories go. But
Yes, definitely. All right. Anyone else have any favorites? Let's see.
Well, I can't think of a creature other than dogs that, we have two of them and I love my dogs. So that's probably my favorite real creature. And I'd have to agree with Nathan, dragons are my favorite mythical creature, and they've shown up in a couple of my stories that made it into Havok. Actually, this one had a combination of dragons and chickens. That's how you got the chick on.
I look okay now. I'm really looking forward to reading that. That just sounds phenomenal. Chicken dragon. All right, Hannah, I think you were lifting your hand. You had something to say too, yeah?
I was just say cats, which may sound kind of normal, but I used to be a huge dog fan, and now I love all animals. But I have two cats, and they delight me, and I've written a couple short stories with cats involved. And as far as mythical, I'll go more sci-fi and say space whales, which is also a shameless plug for my story. But I just love the few random sci-fi things I've seen that have had massive space whales in them. So.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Sorry, I'm lost. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, should we move on to our next question then? And I believe for the Havok Mad Libs, we are looking for adjectives now. So be sure to head on over there and plug in an adjective. All right. Yeah, Cass, we're doing Mad Libs again. Well, Havok Libs. We're doing Havok Libs again. So there should be a link in the chats on the side there, and you can go over there and throw in an adjective.
Yeah, and if you can't see it, then just ask and we'll repost it. And then just leave it open because throughout the evening, we're going to be doing prompts and voting, and then we'll do a story toward the end. Maybe our grand finale, maybe not. I don't know.
All right. So let's see. What's your favorite part of writing for Havok? I always love asking this question and getting different people's, thoughts and views on it. What's your favorite part about writing for Havok?
Hi. This is my first time writing for Havok. So my favorite part was when they said, yeah, we'd like to publish your story. That was kind of cool.
Nothing beats the acceptance letter.
But I actually enjoyed the revision process. That was really interesting to me. I have a lack of attachment once I finish a story. It's like, whatever works. Okay, no problem. I think that's because I teach freshman comp. So I'm all about revisions, like just writing all over papers. So it was a good process. I really liked it. I need to write more so that I can, kind of hopefully go through that process again. But yeah, from acceptance to editing and finalizing it, that was really enjoyable.
Yeah,
So
excellent.
thank you.
Yeah. No problem. And we're happy to do it. I have to admit, before Havok, I didn't edit much myself. I was starting to learning more about editing and editing my stories more. But honestly, it was with Havok that I really got more into the editing. I started learning more about it and tackled my stories more. So it definitely gave me a great experience and learning curve on the editing side. Yes. All right. Who we haven't heard from in a while? Ellie, thoughts?
There we go. I couldn't hit the button. Yeah, I really enjoyed I learned a lot. It like gave me a lot of really like good learning experience of like what good prose looks like, and like basically the editing side was really probably my favorite part actually.
Yeah, I so many authors come to say that their favorite thing is editing, and part of me is still like, I edit. Still not my favorite part of the whole writing process. Oh, I have someone agrees with me. Jessica, you agree with me, right?
Absolutely. Editing it for me is the hardest part. Absolutely. But I really like that Havok. Whenever you submit a story, that you can get feedback even if it's not a selected story. So I think that's pretty cool personally, because I think that I know it makes me a stronger author. We hope that it makes everyone else stronger writers and authors. So yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I know. I love that aspect too, because it just helps all writers grow. It gives new authors experience of what editing looks like, and kind of helps them even grow even if they don't get accepted. So that is wonderful. Yes. All right.
I've got a different kind of answer. I like the comments between the back and forth between author and reader, and I like doing that, especially when they put in how they wrote the story. What influenced them to do that. I like that part of it.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, getting actually a connection to the reader. Yeah, it looks like John's agreeing with you too. I'm seeing a lot of head nods over there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I enjoy your comments, Harlan, a lot.
Thank you.
Oh, excellent.
One of the things I love is I've been doing novels for so long and so many years, and when you get done a chapter in a novel, you're like, okay, well, one down, 39 more to go. But when you get done a flash fiction story, it's like, it's done, it's complete, aside from editing. And it just gets a lot more satisfaction and a whole lot quicker.
Yeah,
So
you
I
get
think
that
that's a lot of
satisfaction.
fun.
Yeah, you get that satisfaction and high of it finished, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Man, these are some great adjectives.
Oh yeah? Are you ready
Yeah.
to vote on a few of them?
I'm having to pick my favorites, and it's really hard. It's like, maybe I'll just have you guys vote through like 20 really great adjectives.
Oh gosh, this is a little bit of this is sounding a little bit like the actually submission process. You get submitted, you get like 20 submissions or more. You go through them, you pick your top ones, and then you whittle it down some more.
Yeah, okay, so it's up for voting, but man, lots of great. Okay, I'm gonna add this one in because I like that one too. All right. Don't know if it took it or not. But yeah, so great adjectives, go vote on them.
We have a lot of our volunteers here tonight, so I'm going to do a twist on our last question. What do our volunteers enjoy most about volunteering for Havok? I think for me, it's been the community, honestly. People. Yeah.
That's what I like about it. I like my favorite thing is helping authors, especially if it's like their first ever publication. Like there's nothing better than seeing a story and giving the author that first publication that just, man, that's like awesome. Because my first publication was with before we were Havok Publishing. Havok was part of Splickety magazine. So my very first publication was flash fiction. But So yeah, I just love that. I love that. I love that. And I love helping authors. I love taking a great story and helping them make it shinier. So it's always great.
And you've helped me shiny up many of my stories.
Got the polishing, let's buff it. It's time to buff the story.
Yeah. I remember there was one time on one of my stories, I kept editing a paragraph that you liked, and at one point you actually yelled at me, "Stop editing this."
Right. Just like, leave that alone.
Yes. So Jenith, I know you do a lot of volunteering, especially on the marketing team. Go girl. So
let's see. I like being able to try to succinctly describe visually what a great story is. Like a lot of times you read this great story and you have to figure out what is its core and center on a visual level, which is completely different than a writing level. And I really enjoy that with any cover designs that I do, because it's like writing, but with more pictures. You have to figure out your themes and the visuals and the heart of the story and find a way to get it on that tiny little square.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite part, I guess.
Yeah, and you
Man,
guys
y'all's covers are amazing.
Yes, I love you guys' covers.
We're gonna make a
really good
poster
ones
of all the
recently.
covers for the season, like, and have those available for people if they want them.
We should
Wait,
do that.
seriously?
We should do that as a cover for one of the anthologies one of these times. All the story covers.
It would be fun to
No.
like combine all the stories into a poster. Is that like something you're actually
Yeah,
doing?
that's
Okay, I
it.
missed
Yeah.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so unless somebody else wants to work on it, but yeah, that was like Rainy Day Project is pulling all those little covers and putting them on there, or the graphics or whatever. So I think that would make a great poster. Actually
I want the poster.
A new
I
project
have
for
to
you.
find it.
Does Jenith want to turn it into a book cover?
That's what I was saying. We should do it as our next book cover. These covers, yes.
Like a quilt?
Quilt, yeah.
The background wouldn't be busy at all. You can fit text on top of that.
And then just like slap the title of the anthology over top of all the other text, and it's beautiful.
Exactly.
Maybe if you blurt it out really, really hard so it's just color, and then you put the text on the front of the anthology. But
there you go.
I think Teddy is probably like hemorrhaging right now, but maybe not. She's watching on she's watching on YouTube, so we'll have to wait and see what the comments are when she actually hears that part.
Teddy's like, no.
Oh. Rose Q Adams says they would make great bookmarks.
Ooh.
Oh,
that would be fun.
Yeah, probably not the poster because you wouldn't be able to see it, but like the covers, the book covers that you guys do, Jenna. That's what she was saying. They would make great
And then like a little line up at the top.
Definitely combine them into like the shape of a bookmark. That would be fun.
Yes. Something new for marketing to start.
Yes, that's what we need is to sell bookmarks for our stories that that are so
I
short.
already have ideas. Because what you could also do, like, it would be fun if you did it in a bookmark, and then you had the author submit like a signature or something, and you could use that in the design as like it looks signed. I mean, you could
That would
also
be
get
cool.
them to actually sign it, but it would be
Teddy
cool.
said she's biting her tongue really hard right now.
Sorry.
So back to the point that we're a flash fiction publication who's trying to sell bookmarks. I don't know if that's a good sign.
That's why they're not really bookmarks. They're the teeny tiny smallest Post-it notes.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess these are 1,000 words.
So Cassie, since you're here and you had to give the acceptance speech for the Flash Fiction Award, I don't remember who won, and you had to read that at Railmakers, that acceptance speech that was longer than the story. Would you like to tell us about that?
Yeah, tell us.
Let me just say,
with you.
I think it was a great speech. I thought it was lovely. Did not think about how long it was, especially in relation to the thing. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is kind of going on long, but I'm just going to roll with it. So, I'm very proud of her. It was Hannah Carter.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
It was
You know
awesome.
they do tonight, right?
Yes, whenever they get back from the airport. So
They'll come in at like the 11th hour. That's what they're gonna do.
And then she'll get on and we'll say, "This is her. This is the one."
Yes. Yes.
well,
You know, second to only our choice winners is the the Havok Award, not Havok, Realm Maker Award for Flash Fiction, right?
so she has to get special honors for it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, anyone considering submitting their story to the next round of Realm Makers Awards next year? Yeah.
Yes.
All these stories that qualify in their stuff.
Yeah, anything that was published in 2022 will qualify, and submissions are open between January 1st and January 21st. I am no longer wearing a Realm Maker's hat, and I'm definitely not doing the awards this year. So that maybe one day I can enter them. But yeah, that's great. We good place to submit if you're a Christian author. So it has to be, doesn't have to be Christian fiction, but the author that's writing the story has to be Christian.
Yes.
Lisa, I guess you're usually one of the judges for the Realm Awards.
The last 2 or 3 years, I've been the coordinator. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah. So I didn't actually get to judge anything. We had 430 entries last year, not just in flash fiction, but across all the categories. So I was too busy to read.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, for the Havok lids, it looks like we're looking for body parts right now. Please don't
just a body part. I don't know that a gizzard's really a body part. I guess it could be. I don't have one, but maybe.
All right, and once you've done with that, let's look here. All right. Do you guys have any stories getting published with Havok or elsewhere soon? Coming up? Or published recently even?
I have a story coming out on November 2nd.
Congratulations.
And then I had a story this month, at the beginning of this month too.
Oh, congratulations. Excellent. What are their titles?
My one this month was Cadenza, which was on Mystery Monday. And then my upcoming one is For Waffles, and it's a Wacky Wednesday.
Perfect. I've worked with both those teams. They're great. Yay. Oh, anyone else have a story? I see Rachel rose her hand.
I have one coming out on the 8th of November, and that one's called Green. And then I had one come out this past Monday, and that was Sweet Dreams.
Oh, congratulations. Excellent.
Nice.
Oh, perfect. Anyone else?
I had one come out on the 21st called The Spirit of Sorrow Plains, and people kept asking me if it was Halloween related, which technically it wasn't, but it did involve a ghost. So,
You can make it Halloween.
So no one is surprised by that. But anyway, and then I have a story coming out in December, Swamp Girls, which is a prequel to The Last Gateway, which was published in Bingeworthy, which feels like a million years ago.
That was a million years ago. It wasn't that long ago, though.
It was 2 years.
2 years,
But
that it?
I think 2 years. But yeah, so there'll be more gators and portals, and it'll be a good time.
Sounds like a great time. Yeah. I'm already trying to work on stories for the our next season world tour, because that's going to close here not next week, but the week after. And I for some reason I can come up with those like ghost stories.
For which one?
America for world tours, trying to come up with stories. I keep coming up with ghost stories. And I think part of that is because one of them I wanted to do was on this house my grandpa used to own that's actually part of the National Register of Historic Places, and it has a ghost story with it. So I'm
nice.
Ghost story.
No, that is good.
Yeah.
That is good. We have body part up for voting. And yeah, we've gotten through 4 and we've got 38. So
Oh gosh, we're gonna have to start doing lightning rounds, aren't we?
I was gonna say we're gonna have to start moving. We're gonna have to start moving faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good.
Yes. But we'll get there eventually. We can just keep making this party keep running longer and longer until we get there, right?
Well, at some point I do need to eat dinner, but yeah.
What time is it there for you? I've already eaten, honestly.
7:45, but it's been a day. It's
Yeah.
been a day, so I haven't actually had lunch yet or breakfast. So yeah, I'm pretty hungry. It's a good thing we're talking about animals and not food. That would be like really glad this wasn't a culinary anthology.
We shouldn't start talking about like cows and chickens and other animals you can eat. Trying to make you
Yes.
hungry.
Right. That scene from the Madagascar
Oh yeah.
where the zebra is running away and the lion's like seeing him as like steaks going by. That's about where I am right now. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
So
delicious. Also, I want McDonald's. I want their French fries and chocolate shakes. So now I'm hungry. Dang it. All right, let's see. So do you guys usually incorporate animals into your stories, or was this like unique and new for you for this season?
I feel like I've had an unusual number of birds. Like, I have some books and like my first 2 middle grade books both have a metal bird. So this is Nick Newton is Not a Genius and its sequel. And there's this little metal bird that is one of the characters, like a pet that the main character has. And then like the birds kept coming, like it's like I've never actually seen Hitchcock's The Birds, but like I feel like maybe I'll be able to relate like when I finally do see it, because like they yes, the birds kept coming. Like I had my first picture book come out and it's literally called Birds of the Air.
Oh my
and
God.
none of these are horror. These are like very happy, like wholesome children's stories, you know. And so it's a whole picture book. There's obviously a lot of birds in this. And then my first Havok acceptance was the one that's in this anthology, which is about trying to like save this bird. And then my next Havok publication was about a dragon. And then I realized, oh no, there is a raven, like a messenger raven in this. And I think that part also got featured in the little, like, you know, the little like excerpt that comes up on social media. And
yeah.
And then the Havok story that's coming out like in December, I don't think that has a bird in it. So maybe I finally escaped the curse of birds, but I don't know. It's just there's been a lot of birds in my life for some reason. So it's cool. I mean birds are cool, but it's a little funny.
I love it. And sometimes, you find your niche and hey, birds are it. That's awesome. I love it. I remember when, early days of writing, everything had a dragon. And it's at one point I was thinking, I'm going to put dragons in everything I write from now on. It didn't end up working out, but sometimes you have your thing, right?
Mine is dogs. So that's partially because I love my puppy. She's actually here. Daisy, what do you say? Here, let me see. Daisy, come here. This is Daisy.
Hi, Daisy.
And she is very much like, she ends up being featured in stories like it's not our dogs inspired by her or like our previous dog. Dogs tend to be everywhere in my stories, which is fitting since I'm a dog person. So
I love it. Yes. I've written about more than one dog in my stories. And I was writing the story in the anthology for this one, and it's a corgi. I'd like to one day own a corgi, but I must have been like, while I was writing this, I ended up adopting a dog, and it was a Shiba. So one day I'm gonna have to write about a Shiba. I'm gonna have to do that. Oh, all right. Let's see. Jenna, I don't think you've answered a question for a while. You have any thoughts on the animals and incorporating them into your stories?
Me?
Yes.
I don't do, I honestly don't do a lot of writing, but if I did, I probably would incorporate animals now and then.
Yeah, excellent. Any particular animal?
Very likely cats. There would probably be cats.
I love it. Yes, there's so many good cats. I see Cassie smiling. She has 2 cats.
I do, and they're watching the party apparently from home right now. So,
oh, that's great.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh. Heather, how about you? Any thoughts on the animals? On writing animals into your story? Yep, you.
wait, are you talking?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure. I do have a story where there's a pretty prevalent bunny that I'm still working on. Occasionally I put in a crazy horse, 2 words, crazy horse, because they're all insane. I don't necessarily, I do have a short story that's under consideration somewhere else that has almost a Pegasus in it. So that I like that. I guess that counts. Almost a Pegasus, but no, I'd have to go back and like do kind of like a mental inventory of what I've written, submitted or not, and see where the furry bodies lay. Just not that I've killed all the animals. I haven't killed any of them. I don't think, because that would be mean. Unless I mean, obviously, if it's a bad animal, yeah. You want to do away with bad animals, unless you have a sequel, then you keep the bad animal. But yeah, mostly crazy horses and a big bunny. So that's where I'm at.
Oh, I love it. The big bunny reminds me, if you've ever seen it, there was this movie that came out. I think it's available on like Roku. It's called Snow White, the Red Shoes or something like that, or Red Shoes or something like and in it there's this giant bunny. It's actually kind of a cute movie. It's an interesting take on the Snow White tale.
I totally thought you were going in a different direction when you were thinking of bunny movies. I was thinking you were going to say Monty Python and the Holy Grail with the killer rabbit. And then you were like, it was a cute movie. And I'm like, oh, nope, never mind.
I totally thought she was going to spit out either Donnie Darko or Harvey, because there's a lot of bunny movies apparently. So I'm sure, we could probably find 3 or 4 other movies that could have happened there. But I was all in for Donnie Darko, but I mean, it's technically not a bunny, but it kind of is.
I've actually never seen Donnie Darko, so I know nothing about that one.
Me neither.
Put it
I think
on
my
a
sister
list.
told me not to see it, so I don't know. It must not be my thing.
How do you know?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I think my sister told me, Rachel, don't see that.
Don't trust other people to know your thing. You know your thing. You know your thing. It's fine. It's good. It's a good movie. Good movie. Big bunny.
I like that actor. So.
So, HB. I don't remember what your first name was. I'm sorry.
Heather.
Oh, Heather.
Heather.
I can change it back now that we've done the thing.
Oh, well, we should probably change it to something else completely. But I wanted to hear, since you said you teach freshman comp, how writing for Havok compares to freshman composition. Like in terms of what you teach, in terms of writing.
Writing is writing. To a certain extent, depending on with any assignment, I want them to think about, first, their writing is their creation, so it's their intellectual property, so they get to decide what they do with it, number 1. Number 2, their goal is, what do you want the reader to do? What do you want them to think? What do you want them to feel? What idea do you want them to walk away with? Do you want to make them laugh? Do you want to make them, scared? That's your job as a writer, is to do something to the reader. It's not necessarily, because that's where the story gets completion, is on the reading of it. And so when I talk to them, I'm grading this weekend, so I'll go through, and it's not about whether or not what they've done is good or bad, because who can say, but whether or not it's effective. I try to feel, I know that I wrote the assignment, so I know the assignment. I try to see if they've been effective in sending me that message. And then if there are places where they haven't, that's where I say, okay, here's some options for them to do. It's just like the editing process with the story. So, you know, it's still creation, and it's because I wrote for the prompt of the what was it, extinctions and discoveries. I wrote specifically for that prompt. It wasn't another story. And so in a sense, they're doing the same thing. They're writing for a prompt. And then I get to explain to them, hey, it was effective here. Here's some, you know, a little bit of work that's necessary. But it's about getting them to the point where, so you've asked a very dangerous question, because I love this stuff and I will talk about it all day, but I'm going to stop in a second. I just want them to be confident that they can, you know, attack any writing issue that they have, any writing assignment, whether it's in school or work. I want them to know that what they have to say matters, and then they can do that. They have the right to write, because not everybody tells them that. I can't tell you how many freshmen come in and say, I hate writing, or how many freshmen came in and tell me, I liked writing until I got to high school. And it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it breaks my heart, because it's like no one should tell you you can't do this. No one should tell you that you should not, even if it's just for yourself. No one has a right to tell you shouldn't do this. And I get mad, obviously, because I'm still talking, even though I said I was going to stop. But you know,
awesome.
It's like they shouldn't have to be afraid of it. They shouldn't have to be afraid of their own voice at all. And so there are a lot of things that I've learned in writing fiction and reading about writing fiction that I use in the composition class, because writing is writing, and anything that gets them excited about it or gets them realizing that they are allowed to do this for whatever reason, I'm going to use it. I'm not going to tell them that they can't do it, because of course they can. Of course they can.
I love it.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
All right, I got a quick public service announcement from Teddy. This is an internal message, so hopefully it's okay I'm sharing, but she just hit publish on the paperback. Hopefully it'll be available tomorrow. Woo! So we'll let you know if anything goes horribly, horribly wrong. Or horribly, horribly right. Oh, I'm so excited to read this collection. It's going to be amazing. How are those lists looking?
It's good. I just put up, I'm looking for prompts for a biome. So if you're wondering what a biome is, think, you know, type of geographical area. So tundra, rainforest, desert, etc. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with, because my goodness, is it fun to play Havok libs with a bunch of people that are writers.
I can just imagine the creativity you're seeing on the other end of that thing. We should almost publish that too. Here's what everyone submitted.
I know. So yeah.
Yes, because the story you're helping us write will get published on the Havok website, just like the last one did. That one appeared on a Sunday, if I remember correctly. So if you want to find the previous one we did, it should be on our website. I don't remember what it was titled. Do you, Lisa?
No, I don't remember. No,
we'll find
I don't
it eventually.
Ooh,
all right.
Some of these are really good.
Share a few.
Sky City.
I like that. Yes. There we go. We're
It's
just
really
Sky
good.
City. Let's go.
Rainforest canopy. Bog.
Bog. I like it. It's very, very simple.
And then there's like, so I'm just going to read: moors, Sky City, coral forest, plain, snow tundra, the Arctic, wasteland, bog, coral reef, taiga, tropics, jungle, volcano mountain range, swamp, tundra, wetland, veld, bayou, tundra, rainforest canopy, coral reef. Yes, frozen wasteland. I like that one too.
I'm guessing that
And
volcano was Cassandra's doing.
Oh,
I don't know.
Sorry, I was just gonna say that. So I'm listening to The Girl Who Drank the Moon right now. I don't know if anyone has read it, but there's this whole mythology about the bog. And so when you said bog, I was like, oh, the bog is everything. So anyway.
Yes, I have read that one.
I have that one. I haven't read it. It's somewhere on my shelf.
It's absolutely stunning.
Uh,
Oh,
the bog is everything. The bog is everything.
oh, yeah, there's a good
I'm gonna
question.
collect my favorite quotes from the night out of context.
Exactly. It's overheard at Havok, right?
Yes, yes. It's totally a thing.
There we go. Sunday Post. There you go. Overheard at Havok. There we go. But yeah, speaking of, good books, anyone read anything good lately? What are you reading? Okay, either no one's reading or no one's reading anything good.
Well, I think, I'm sorry, Haley mentioned Fire and Ash earlier, and I'm reading that right now. It's very good. I love her writing.
Jillian's awesome.
Yes, she is. I've read her previous series too, and yeah, she's always awesome. I follow her on social media. She's awesome. I am currently reading this, and it is very good. It's research.
Oh, it's
Pirate Under the Black Flag. It's more of a historical accuracy sort of thing, more nonfiction, and I'm actually reading it for a story series I'm trying to write. So
That's cool.
yeah.
I am currently rereading Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, I listened to that.
It's one of my favorites. So
Really? Cool.
Yeah, I really like how Bradbury pushes for reading.
Yes. Yes.
Which Lisa
Yes.
immediately responds to, I listen to.
Well, I spend a lot of time in the car. Yeah, so I am reading via audiobook Robert Jordan series again. Like the Netflix show came out and I watched it and I was like, I don't remember it turning out that way. So I started with the first book and they're like, they're like 48 hours each, right? And I'm on book 5. So that's a lot of listening hours. But yeah.
You can also try Sanderson when you're done.
I've listened to his Way of Kings. I've listened to I read the last book and I realized that because listening is fantastic, but there's so many like drawings and things in his book that you don't know that are there if you just listen. So and then it's really annoying when you listen to books because you hear something and you're like, I wonder how you spell that. And so I get really preoccupied with like names and stuff, trying to figure out how do you spell that? How do you spell that? That's one of the reasons why I finally just stopped and read one. And I was like, oh, that's how he spells that. So yeah.
It's interesting listening versus, reading. I read the entire How to Train Your Dragon series and I really enjoyed them. And then I picked up also the audiobooks, the first 6, because it's read by David Tennant. Like, yes.
David Tennant.
Yes.
I love those audiobooks. Also,
speaking of David Tennant.
Oh.
Hi. Were you actually on the video while we were
I mean, very briefly. So, Becca and Hannah are here, by the way. So
Okay.
I will disappear for a second.
You're right.
But the reading experience versus the listening experience is like you're getting the same story, but of a very different almost point of view. It gives it a whole new context and feeling versus when you just read it. It was very, very interesting, I found. I think Jenith has unmuted herself a couple of times.
I have terrible timing. I'm so sorry. One thing about David Tennant, did you know he's actually in the How to Train Your Dragon movies?
Yes,
like his voice is actually like he has like one line, but he's in it because of the audiobooks.
He's not stoic.
He's one of the dads.
Yeah, he's one of the dads. He's and I completely forgot the character's name now.
That one.
That one.
I like audiobooks because I'm dyslexic, and so that's how I grew up reading was audiobooks. So like while everybody else was reading all the Nancy Drews, I read like the first 6 because those were the audiobooks and I loved those, and we didn't go much further than that. But I've realized now that I can't listen to audiobooks and work on graphic design at the same time, because when major characters die, I have no clue and I miss it and I have to go back and listen to it, and then I feel really bad.
Oh yeah.
The main character just dies and I don't blink because I'm not paying attention as much as I thought I was. But
I've done that too. I'm rewatching something and it's like I missed that because I was doing this while I was doing that. It's like, okay, like it was like I wasn't there at all.
I feel a little guilty. Like I feel like I should have respected you more as a fictional character.
So I'm listening while I'm driving, and it gets to really, really tense. Like I can't wait to see what happens, and I realize I'm speeding, and I've got to slow down.
Clear the road. She's listening to something while she's
It's just like, we're at the climax. What's gonna happen?
You
Oh,
get
I've got to
pulled
slow
over.
down. Yeah.
And what do you say? Officer, you don't understand.
I'm sorry. Are you a Robert Jordan fan? Well, I'm at this part. This isn't. I've listened to these books, but I remember this one time. The first time I read The Hunger Games, and hopefully this isn't a spoiler for anyone. If it is, shame on you. But we're in the second. I was reading the third book, and like I'm devouring these books because it's so good. So I'm in the Mockingjay, and my husband's saying something to me, and all I wanted, I was just like, "You don't understand. The capital has pita." And he's like, "Pita bread? What?"
I have to admit, I think of pita bread every time I hear that name.
I know. It's just like, yeah. So yes, the power of story.
The power of names, yes.
As far as reading, this isn't something I've read recently. It was a long time ago, but considering this is the Animal Kingdom anthology party, did anybody ever grow up with the Bunnicula books about the vampire bunny? It's like from the 70s.
Yes.
But
yeah.
they're
Love
the
that
best
book.
kids books ever. They're hilarious. They're for like 10-year-olds. And it's about a rabbit that has a lot of vampire qualities, but it never outright says. And the whole story is written by the dog, who thinks the vampire bunny is cute. And then the cat is convinced the bunny is going to take over the world. So the cat's like through the whole story trying to kill the bunny, and the dog's just kind of like, I don't know, I can't keep up with your logic. And it's really funny. I just reread like one paragraph from one of the books a few months ago, and I found myself on the floor like sobbing with laughter. I'm like, it's just as funny as it was when I was like 12. So I recommend them, even though they're for little kids. They're hilarious.
That's awesome.
For little kids and middle grade all the time. Age group doesn't really matter. It's a guideline, not a rule.
All right. So what is Slumgullion?
That's a good question.
Apparently it's something you eat.
Apparently it was not submitted by this group.
Maybe not.
This is when we
Yes.
do research.
We have, I was going to say, we have the whole other party going on in YouTube. You know, they're all.
Yeah. And it looks like we got a whole nother party here with Hannah, Becca, and Cass. Look at those guys.
Well, let's see. You can now vote on food, by the way.
Ooh,
there they are.
Wave, say hi, guys.
Like, do they want
the trip was good.
It's a little crazy here, right?
I hear there was a luggage fiasco.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, a wee bit. It took me an hour to get my luggage.
Oh,
yeah.
They put it out on the wrong carousel and didn't announce it. So
yay.
Yeah, we were waiting for an hour.
Welcome to airlines in 2022. Nothing ever goes right.
Isn't that also what airlines in like 95, 97, 2000, all those years?
Every year.
Okay, just every year.
That's why I drove.
Why is
All right, Hannah and Becca, we need you to introduce yourselves.
You go first.
And let us know if you have a story in the Animal Kingdom anthology, and if so, what theme it was for.
Yes, so I'm Hannah Carter, and I am pretty sure I have two stories. Probably check that. I know the giant ginormous
ginormous panda line. That was a great one.
Yes, and so that was for the ginormous animals one, like the microscopic and like gigantic one. Macro micro. Yeah, that's right. And then I believe the other one is the mystery. It was a mystery story, I believe. I do believe.
I
I don't know why I'm
remember.
looking to you.
Yeah, I don't know.
You tell me what I have.
I don't know.
I do believe that it was the a dragon story, which I'm blanking on the title right now, and it was a Mystery Monday one. And if I'm wrong, and I
Hunt for the Goblin.
Hunt for the Goblin Queen.
Ah.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. We'll probably forget the titles of mine.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
fair, you guys have had long days.
To be fair, I've been driving for over 5 hours.
9 hours.
Not yet, 9 hours. And so that was about 2 little girls who are looking for a goblin queen, only to find out that their pet dragon has been kidnapped. And yes, it was a tragedy. Very, very sad. It's, hey, now you go. Save me.
Oh, okay. So Becca,
Save me.
I'm Becca, and I have 2 stories in the anthology. One from like the general submissions, which is the start of Smugglers, which was a sci-fi for partners and predators, I think, about a drug sniffing dog and his handler, and they're trying to track down someone who's smuggling illicit stardust through the airport on a planet. And yeah, I won't say too much more about that because of spoilers. And then my other one is my staff story called Change of Heart, and it's a second person point of view story about a girl who is turning into a wolf, and it explores like the different fears and the beauty that is part of being a wolf. Yeah.
you wrote a story about a wolf? What? No way.
That never happened.
This is actually one of the very few stories I've written about
That's
wolves,
fair.
surprisingly.
You need to do that more.
I should.
Just as you know, just as you, Ashita, always writes about birds, Becca writes about wolves. Oh yes, and also I'm going to just point out, Hannah has a book releasing in like a week, right?
Yeah, on November 2nd.
November 2nd. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, we're on.
And she was the Flash Fiction Realm Award winner. So
So lots of announcements here for Hannah.
Hannah's amazing.
People are gonna
Would
start things from me now.
would this be a good time to listen to one of the stories from the anthology?
Yes, let's do that. It's gonna be
Okay.
read by Jane, right?
Yes, we're gonna see if this will work. All right, I'm gonna have to share my screen, I think. Share sound, woohoo. There we go. Sorry, you've got to stare at nothing, but let's see if we can get this to play.
I hope you've all been enjoying
guys
the
hear it?
Animal Kingdom Anthology launch party so far. There are so many fantastic stories in this anthology. It was a real trial to pick one to share with you in audio today. I'm sorry I couldn't do it live with you, but I'm sure that you will all still enjoy this fun, cheery adventure of a story nonetheless. Presenting Hunt for the Goblin Queen by Hannah Carter, read by Jane Marie. What we have here is a mystery, my friends. 10-year-old Anna addressed the row of stuffed animals and one real girl that sat at attention. The girl raised her hand, and Anna swallowed a sigh. Yes, Mabel? This is just a pretend mystery, right? Anna loved her cousin dearly, but by Shakespeare's pen she could be dense sometimes. Yes, it's just a pretend mystery. Mabel nodded, apparently satisfied, even though she'd probably ask 100 variations of that same question before their playdate was over. A dragon has gone missing from the camp. Anna crept closer. And I have it on top authority that one of you knows where it is, because you're working for the Goblin Queen. Mabel gasped, her eyes wide. A real dragon or a stuffed one? One of the real ones. Mabel's eyes grew even bigger. Oh no! Poor thing! I promise I didn't take the dragon. Anna inhaled deeply. Yes, Mabel, I know. Trust me. There's no way you'd steal anything. You'd start crying the second you took it, then turn around and tattle on yourself. Mabel nodded serenely, like Anna had complimented her. Which maybe Anna had. It was hard to tell. Mabel was Mabel, and thank goodness there was one of her in the world. But only one. So now we look for clues. Anna snapped her fingers and conjured a magnifying glass and bent down to study the lineup. Stuffed, grinning faces stared back at her, one of them concealing the true intentions of a heinous henchman for a malicious mastermind. Mabel picked up the bear next to her. This one isn't it. He's too cute. Anna studied the one Mabel held to her chest. Wait! Look! With 2 fingers she pried off a note that was attached to the bottom of the bear's foot. I have your dragon. Follow my clues if you want to see her alive again. Go to the dragon house and look for the map. I knew it! Anna crowed. He was a Goblin Queen's minion. Mabel squeaked and tossed the bear down. I've been betrayed by fluffy cuteness. It's always the snuggly ones. The girls left Anna's house and darted across the camp to where a large barn stood, bright and bold with flags waving in the wind. A wizard on top of a dark green dragon waved to them as he landed. The barn was the centerpiece of the wizard's camp, the small domain where Anna lived, since wizards weren't allowed to participate in proper society or own property. But who cared about proper society anyway? She had her dragons, her parents, and Mabel. What else could society offer her? She pushed open the barn doors and several of the dragons inside swiveled their long necks toward her. Anna wasn't a dragon tongue, so she wasn't sure what they said, but she imagined they were happy to see her. Well, maybe not Havok, who snorted and turned his back, but everyone else. Scour every corner. We must find the Goblin Queen's map before she destroys the entire town with a dragon. Anna darted into the first stall, but Mabel froze by the second. Will she really? Mabel began. Anna rolled her eyes. No, Mabel, it's all just pretend. Oh! Mabel entered the second stall and squealed. Oh no! What? Anna peeked over the stall ledge and Mabel waved a note around. Look! The Goblin Queen took Noni and is hiding her in Oberon Woods. Mabel's face turned pale. Noni is my favourite dragon. I hope the Goblin Queen doesn't hurt her. Anna vaulted over the short fence, grabbed Mabel's hand, and headed for the back exit. It's pretend. I know, Mabel sniffed, but I still hope Noni isn't scared. She doesn't know it's pretend. Oberon Woods was right outside the camp. Mabel clung to Anna's back and trembled. It's dark and spooky. I bet Noni is scared. Anna snapped her fingers and held up her palm. A light appeared there, and Mabel relaxed a little. I always forget you can do that. Mabel snuggled in closer. It's not so scary now. Good. Anna reached over her shoulder and patted Mabel's head. Stay with me. I'm sure the Goblin Queen could be... Grrrah! The Goblin Queen, covered in weeds and mud, jumped out from behind a tree. Mabel shrieked and dug her nails into Anna's shoulder. Anna screamed as well, but more from pain, as Mabel dragged her to the ground. Behind the Queen, Noni trumpeted and flapped her wings. You girls shouldn't have come for your dragon. The Queen stomped toward them, her teeth bared. Now I get to eat you! Anna shoved her light at the Queen's dirty face. You have to get through me first! She swung her fist, but the Queen dodged and tackled Anna. They both rolled to the ground. Nom nom nom! The Queen pressed her lips to Anna's face and made childish eating noises. Too slow! I got you again! Mama! Anna giggled and shoved her mother off. I almost had you! You did. You were very valiant, and you'll win next time, I'm sure. Mama hoisted them both up and brushed Anna off. Where's Mabel? Anna glanced behind her, where Mabel should have been cowering. Her heartbeat sped up. Mabel? Mabel, we're just pretending. It's only Mama. Oh, I know. Anna swiveled back around to find Mabel perched on top of Noni's head. She stroked the dragon's scales and pressed a kiss there. But I told you, Noni didn't know we were pretending, and she was scared. Anna grinned and joined her cousin on Noni's back. I'm glad you're you, Mabel. Mabel's eyes sparkled. Thanks. I'm glad you beat the Goblin Queen and we found Noni. She leaned back against Anna's chest and shook her head. Then she added, but the Goblin Queen is just pretend, right? That was Hunt for the Goblin Queen by Hannah Carter. narrated by yours truly, Jane Marie. I hope you enjoyed.
That was so good. Oh. And let's face it, Jane did a lovely job reading it, but that was so cute and creative. I really enjoyed that. Oh, all right. Lisa, how's that lib looking? How many more do we need?
Quite a few. I was a bit sidetracked with the thing. So hold on.
I think we're all sidetracked with that lovely reading.
It was good. I don't even know what that word is.
It's always the fluffy ones. I think that line got me in that story. Yes, it's that was probably the one that just made me go, oh, that this was very funny.
All right, we're open for voting.
Open for voting. Let's see. All right. So as we continue doing these libs, I got one more at least question, maybe a couple more. So I'm looking ahead with this one. So as you guys know, we've announced our next season world tour as we're finishing up a Vice and Virtue here, and our due date for our first one, the Americas, closes on the 6th of November. So I'm curious, who's already planning on submitting to that theme? And are there any particular themes you are looking forward to in World Tour and what you're working on?
Well, I actually just submitted.
Let's all talk at once. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
All right, so let's do this because we haven't done this in a while. If you want, rename yourself with the theme that you might submit to for the anthology, and then Ray can call on us and we can talk about that area. So will you remind us of the themes, Ray, so we know what to change our name to?
Sure, let's see. I know America for sure. Africa is after that. Let me look up the themes for the rest of them. Let's see. Where is that saved? Should have had this list available before I started talking.
Oh yeah, sorry. Just put up another adjective. If you guys would,
All right. So yep.
Adjective me up again.
So it looks
Smurfed.
like
Sorry.
squirrel. All right. So our themes are the Americas, Africa, Europe, Asia, Oceania, and Sky's the Limit. You can find all these themes at gohavok.com. Then go to Write For Us and then go down to Season Themes.
These are great adjectives.
All right, I see Sky's the Limit. Let's see. I like Sky's the Limit. I like the fact that it's open. Europe and all the others. I like that answer too. Oh, I'm liking the renames here, guys. Another Sky's the Limit. So we got 2 of you guys there for Sky's the Limit. Excellent. Any specific stories so far for either of those?
I literally want to do one in the sky with a skyship. So.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Were you the one that submitted Sky City?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. All right, we've got voting going for our second or our next adjective. If you guys want to vote, we only have 27 left. So let's go, guys.
We got this. Yes.
It's going to be so worth it. If I do say so myself, I wrote this story.
Nice. It looks like
All right.
our
Wait.
Lana is saying Oceana. Any particular story you have already brewing in your mind for that one? Oh, you're on mute.
There we go. I don't really have an idea worked out yet, but I have a friend who used to live in Australia, so I want to use him as a resource and come up with some good ideas.
Oh, I love it. Yes, our reader Jane, who also is from Australia, so she's going to love some Australian lit here, and she's going to love it.
Australia or New Zealand? Australia. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah, I was pretty sure Australia. Yeah. She'll tell me otherwise later. Oh, and some of you are very ambitious. All of them. Yes, I love that. Trying to write for. Have you ever written for each theme before? Either of you? No. Oh, I'm seeing a nod from one of them. Yes, yes. Oh, so that's a daunting challenge, isn't it? Trying to get those in time and written. Yes, yes.
I'll say one of my I guess writer's resolutions for this year. Well, even though it started last year, because Havok's months in advance, but I felt like I was kind of in this funk, in writing. I had gotten my middle grade things published, and it was just so hard. I had started the third one, but it's just so hard sometimes to just, I don't know, sometimes just kind of come up against a blocker. And so I was like, okay, we are going to submit for all of 2022's Havok things. And I'm proud to say that I did it. Three of them got accepted, but thanks Havok team for, in the prompts, they're kind of get your mind thinking in a direction. If you kind of got maybe writer's block, but they're not restrictive enough that they, hamper your creativity. So it was a really nice challenge for me to try to, just kind of take something small, and, see what comes of it and be able to finish something. So thanks.
Oh, perfect. I hear so few people, accomplish their New Year's goals. And in fact, you did it, and it's for writing and for Havok. That's even more awesome. So congratulations. Awesome. Oh, let's see. Well, I'm planning on doing at least 3 of them. I'm hoping to do America. I specifically want to do one that takes place in Minnesota. It's my home state. I'd also like to do the Europe and Asia one, but I don't have solid stories for either of those yet. But yeah, the Europe would essentially take place with my corgi story that I just started in this anthology, and would follow those characters again. So that'd be fun. Anyone else? Anyone have a story they're excited to submit for World Tour coming up that they want to give us a little sneak peek on?
I've got one I'm working on for the Americas, based in the Bahamas. I did a missions trip earlier this year to the Bahamas and learned a lot about the Haitian refugees that land there and stuff. So I'm working on one about that.
I love it. Excellent. Oh.
I just submitted my story for Africa the other day. And it's set in Namibia, which is one of my top bucket list lists on the, has to do with the sky preserve in Namibia, because I really, really like stars, and Namibia itself is just a super cool looking country. So that one was really fun to write. And then the story I'm working on now is actually for Europe. And it has to do with so in Iceland, there's a black sand beach, and out in the ocean past this black sand beach are these 3 basalt columns. And the legend behind them is that there were 3 trolls that were trying to drag in a ship. And so my story kind of has to do with that. But
I love it. Yeah, excellent. I think the hardest one for me to write would be the Africa. So all power to you. I just don't know enough, I think, about that region to write a quality story about it, sadly. But that's what research is for too, right? All right, let's take a look here. Oh, looks like we're looking for something sticky for the libs at the moment. If anyone wants to fill something in. Oh, or we're now voting on.
For something sticky. Yeah.
Some people are more on top of this apparently than I am.
Yes, we're going quickly now. Once I get to about 5 inputs, and then I get like a clear winner, then we're
Yeah, I remember
we're moving.
Yeah, I remember when we were doing this last party. At one point, Jane, who was running it, she was all like, "Okay, now we're doing this, then we're doing this, then we're doing this." She was running it so quickly because things get moving. Oh, yes.
All right, so we're changing to a new prompt. We need a past tense verb if people want to play.
Past tense verb.
So shall we tell everyone about our new exciting opportunity
you mean
in our merch store?
Yes. Lisa was telling me about this just before the party. So if you visited to the merch store and picked up your Havok t-shirt, you know where it's at. But should we just put on a new one where you can purchase one of all the paperbacks of the anthologies in like one order, correct, Lisa?
Yes, I'm pulling it up right now. And every time I go there, it wants to give me cookies.
If only you could eat those cookies. Chocolate chip, right?
I know, right? All right, so here it is. Havok bundle. Look at these. Woo! You can get a paperback of each of our 4 anthologies we have sold as a bundle. Regular price would be $91. They're on sale for $73. And so yeah, I get all 7 anthologies at 20% off the retail price when you buy the whole bundle. It includes 1 paperback of Rebirth, Stories That Sing, Binge-worthy, Sensational, Prismatic, Casting Call, and dun, 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 Animal Kingdom. So that's only for domestic addresses. If you want to order them from outside the United States, we might be able to do that. Just it would be more shipping, however much more shipping would be. So if you want those, I dropped the link in to the chat and I will paste it over on YouTube. But there you go.
Perfect. Yes, that's lovely. Oh, I'm glad to own like every one of these anthologies, and one day when I get to Realm Makers or something, I'm going to have to get them signed by our authors. Oh, so as we finish up our Havok Lives, I guess I got at least one more question. Let's see, what's been your favorite Havok season so far? And it'd be awesome if each of you could answer.
Gotta say, for me, it's the animals. I'm a huge animal lover, so especially because that was the season I came into being a staff member, so it was really cool that I got to join in the middle of my favorite season because animals rock.
They do rock. Oh, let's see. Was that you, Arlan, who was also about to answer?
Yeah, I really like the animal anthology too, the animal stories. But the first one that I started reading when I joined Havok, as a reader, was the Sensational, and really enjoyed those. In fact, the first story I read was one by Becca, what was it called? The Kumar, that one. That story was a really good one.
Oh,
really
the perfumers, and
yes,
that one. I like that one was
that
good.
one. Yeah, that was the first one I read, and I really enjoyed it, and started reading back to all the other Sensational stories.
Yeah, I have to. Sensational. I love that one too. That was amazing.
Adverb. I've loved all our anthologies, but my favorite story was during binge worthy when we had the exotic, it was kind of like exotic places. I don't remember exactly what the theme was, but I loved those stories so much because they were just so out there and different and creative. Those were my favorite.
I think it was called Strange New Worlds.
Yes, that was it. I loved Strange New Worlds. That was actually my favorite theme that we've done. I can tell you my least favorite anthology.
Yeah. Which one is that? Share.
Only because I found it really, really hard to write for. And I know a lot of people loved it, but the second, the stories that sing, like trying to do it to, like, I love the fact that it was based on stories and we were guessing like what the song was that inspired it, but it was so hard for me to write for that. So hard.
Yeah, I got a couple of stories in for that one, but it was kind of hard to write for. But yeah, I think that was actually the one where I ended up writing the most stories for. I think I got 3 done for that season.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll put this one in too. Good adverbs. Good adverbs. We're almost halfway.
We're almost halfway.
Almost halfway.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, we are going to be running this a little bit.
Can we say our favorites?
What's that?
Can we say our favorites to write for?
Yes, you can. It looks like you guys are having a roaring good time over there.
It's been incredibly entertaining. Watching.
Yeah, we're kind of just watching. It's kind of entertaining.
Becca goes.
Oh, okay, I'm being
Well,
voluntold. Like, well, yes. You can go first.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
I can go first now.
Okay, sure, whatever. I'll go first. My favorite to write for was probably Sensational. I wasn't expecting to like it that much. I mean, not that sounds weird, but like I have not been very good with writing senses in the past, especially like taste. I'm like, I don't know. What is, how do you describe a taste? So really,
you did all your chef ones during that one, right?
What?
You did all those chef stories during that season,
Yeah,
right?
that was the beginning of the chef stories. So it really pushed me out of my comfort zone and like created a lot of stories and characters that I really loved. And I may have written 5 stories for hearing on accident. 3 of them got accepted, but you know, I think I wrote like 10 stories for that season, which is the most I've ever written for a season. And then there's Becca, who submitted 8 stories to read, I believe. Did you?
No, I think it was only 6.
It was only 6.
I thought it was 8 too, to like taste or something.
But anyway, so yeah, Sensational was great. What about
So
you?
the great thing about Sensational is, like, if you're a writer, you know, sometimes we forget to write the less common senses. So if you have to sit there and write, you know, it's like an assignment on touch or an assignment on taste, then that kind of grows you as a writer, because then you can put those sensory details that translates directly into making anything that you write so much richer. So yeah.
Yeah, and
Good
actually
point.
that season I wrote a story that involved no dialogue, which was really, really hard and only involved communicating through touch. So I'm very proud of myself for doing that.
I think I remember that one a little bit. Yeah, I think I remember that. I remember mentioning it, going, you tried to write this whole story without speaking whatsoever. So that's cool. I love how these, you know, themes challenge writers to write in a new way that they probably wouldn't have done or grown in if they hadn't. So yes. Oh.
We seem to be having a tie on our funny noise. So if you guys would like to go over and break the tie by voting for your favorite funny noise, that would be helpful. Just remembering that whatever you choose, I have to say. So
pick the weirdest one.
What do you want to hear me say? Okay, I got it. Thank you for that vote. Yes. I see that what you want me to say. Okay, thank you. Okay, and a verb.
Yes.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
How do you actually access these functions? I've been searching back and forth and not really sure how to find that.
Oh, sorry. There is a link. Have you seen the chat?
I saw the YouTube live stream.
Okay, so if you go to more.gohavok.com and then /havoc_libs, that should get you to the page.
Yeah, you can also bring up the chats by there's a little bar at the end and one at the bottom of your screen, at least like for me, and at the bottom it says chat. If you click on that, a sidebar will open up with the chats and the links we've posted so far.
In Zoom. Did you find it, John?
Yeah, in Zoom.
I put in more.gohavok.com. I couldn't remember the rest, but it came up with the header Havok Publishing.
So it's going to be /havoc_libs. Or maybe that's a /. The one that's under the question mark, whichever one that is.
Ah, okay. Havok Libs?
Yes.
Havok Libs. Yeah.
How
Did it
cool
work?
is that?
Okay.
Yes.
Yay! So now we're looking for verbs. And you just stay there. Oh, we've got verbs. Oh, that's hilarious. Whoever put woo 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 wooed. Funny people.
All right. So we've heard several of your favorite seasons. What is a season you'd like us to do in the future? I know we have lots of ideas, I'm sure already, but hey, we're always looking for more. So if you could pick a season for us to do, what would you like to see? Oh, you're still on mute, Hannah. You're still on mute.
I was gonna say whatever it was profound and she was done.
Apparently.
Still can't hear you.
Still can't hear you.
Now, hold on. Can you hear us?
There you go. Yeah,
Okay,
I can hear you now.
Sorry, Becca has a suggestion. Was it?
It was very profound.
It was very profound. I was trying to get Becca involved.
All right, Becca, speak.
Okay. Well, this is not going to be a surprise probably to anyone,
No.
but I was going to suggest a fairy tale themed season. So
Yeah, I like that. I write a lot of
Well, see, that's the great thing about our current season, about the world. What is it called?
World Tour.
World Tour. You could actually pull fairy tales in from all over. Like, I've always thought that would be cool to pull, fairy tales in from the different regions and do retellings of those for the. So it's already there, Becca. It's already answered for you.
Fairy tales from around the world.
I just don't have time to write for that season.
Yeah, you sound very busy. I follow you on social media. You sound busy.
I won't have time until like the last half of next year.
There you go.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
Yeah.
So, we're down to the last 20 minutes. We've got 3 big awards that we need to give out.
Yes.
We're going to space them out. We're going to give 1 award. We're going to do 5 words on Havok Libs.
Okay.
Then we'll do another award, and then we'll do 5 words on Havok Libs.
Excellent.
And then we'll do another award, and then we'll do 5 words on Havok Libs, and then hopefully we'll be able to read the story for our grand finale.
Sounds good.
So I think that we should start with our super reader.
Super reader sounds
Yeah.
good.
Let's start with super reader.
Let me just find my notes here. I have here. There it is. All right. So we have a little write-up for each of these awards. So let me read it here. Super reader. All right. Did anyone notice that Rose Q Adams commented on both winning stories? She was the winner of the Super Reader Award last season and continues to be a fabulous pillar of our reader, author, and community. But this season,
So let me pause you right there. We're doing them out of order.
We
So
are doing them out of
later,
order.
there will be quotes by Rose Adams on both of the stories. That's why it started like that. Okay.
Yes,
keep
I'm
going.
sorry, because they are going a little out of order. I'm sorry, guys. All right. But this season, someone else who commented on both of those stories rose to take the title of Super Reader. Each season, the Super Reader is the person who leaves the most comments throughout the entire season, and they win a $50 Amazon gift card. Everyone please congratulate Havok.
Wait. Drum roll. Okay.
All right. I lost my place.
Just start over. No, just kidding.
Everyone please congratulate Havok author and commenter extraordinaire Arlen Gergi. He left
Gehrig. And he's right here.
Sorry.
Arlen, you're here. Awesome. Woohoo, you get $50 gift card.
Thank you.
He left 157 comments this season and found something encouraging to say in all of them. We appreciate you, Arlen. If you haven't read the stories in Arlen's Wizarding Woes world, you should check them out. One of the latest, Wizards and Chickens. Is that the dragon one?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the combination of dragon and chicken.
Yes. Won its way into the Animal Kingdom anthology, and all of them are hilarious. Congratulations, Arlen.
Thanks.
Awesome. That's cool. I think that's the first time we've ever had a super reader at one of our parties.
Yeah.
So woo.
Rose was at the last one though too. So yeah, but yay, welcome. I was saying super reader. He's a super participator. There we go.
All right. So we're gonna do 5 verbs. 5 verbs. I said verbs because the verb right now is a verb.
Sounds good. All right, let's knock these out of the park. Verb tense.
Past tense.
Past tense. I can read. I promise. I'm a reader. Oh.
If you don't put it in past tense, I'm not going to click it.
Sounds good.
Oh, I like that one.
Which
All
one
right.
was that?
Well, you'll see.
Okay.
Now vote on our past tense verb.
But it was capitulated, right?
Yes, that was the ooh.
Thank
Everybody
you.
else,
Thank you very much.
everybody else thought so too, apparently. That's funny.
Such a Nathan word.
Nathan word. There we go. Nathan is also the mastermind behind the software of our Havok Lives. So yay, thank you, Nathan. Technology guy, when I can't even, figure out how to do the dual screens on computers. So yay for you.
Yeah, okay. So here's our next one. It is another body part. Nathan, my funny noise is not populating. It's okay. I remember what it was because I've already said it once.
Did you, and you selected it?
Yeah, I did. I clicked on it and I selected it and it showed up in the box, and then I did the little pointy finger, but it doesn't populate in the story itself. It just still says funny noise.
Okay. Well,
it's okay.
You seem to be able to do it fine either way. So.
Okay, let's see. Whoa. Oh my goodness, you guys.
So considering we're having another body part, all of a sudden it is starting to feel a little bit like serial killer here going on.
Oh yeah, maybe, but no. Right, voting for our body part.
All right.
Okay. That's an interesting one. All right. Oh, you guys will like this.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Boy, I need an exclamation.
Oh boy. So while we're doing this,
Oh, like if I don't know what it is,
yeah,
I'm not putting it in
fair enough.
because I don't want to. I don't want to cuss in another language.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Do we have?
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Whew. My goodness, you guys are too fast. These are all really good. There's going to be an. Is there another exclamation? No, bummer. Okay, so we got two more, and then we can go to the next thing.
Two more. So I know we definitely encouraged everyone to wear their Havok t-shirts. So I hope you all did. Yay!
Let's see who did.
Yeah, who did? Who wore their sheet t-shirts? Stand up. Stand up. Show us. Oh, look at all those pretty shirts.
So what did you guys think about having the cover art on the t-shirt? Did you like that?
I like it.
I liked it.
I like both.
I wore that shirt yesterday, so I didn't wear it today. Again, because blue and orange, go Astros.
Yeah, I definitely liked, oh boy. I definitely liked having the artwork. I thought that was unique and fun, so I definitely had to pick up one of those. But also, I've always loved the mascot, so I had to pick up that one as well. I have so many shirts. I was actually a couple weeks ago looking through my shirts just to find a casual one to wear, on a day off, and I was like, I have nothing to wear but Havok shirts for relaxed clothing, graphic tees, and it's like, oh man, hey, that's a good problem to have.
We've actually got it where we're on the 7th anthology, so we have a Havok t-shirt for each day of the week now.
There you go.
All right.
Man, these adjectives are throwing me. I just can't think of any good adjectives.
Apparently you're the only one. Oh my goodness. Okay, whew, vote. One more and we'll do our next announcement.
Sounds good. One more.
At least voting is easy.
Voting
for me,
is
easy. I can't come up with an adjective though.
Yeah, just pick one.
And I'm glad to be in the same boat as you.
I'm like this close to being at the point where I'm just going to Google strange adjectives and just start picking them.
Perfect.
That way I can't think of any right now.
Yeah.
All right. So this is also an adjective, but it's a specific adjective. I need something that describes a size or a size. Large, small. Oh my goodness, you guys are. At least, I guess, that's so funny where I'm getting the same ones again. Oh, I like that. And okay. Can you vote on that?
I'm going to be no help and put one to each of those.
See, Nathan, this is why allowing them to have 5 votes is not a good idea. Well, they're all good. I'll just do one to each of them. I may as well not vote.
I like being difficult.
Of course, it doesn't help that you perfectly pick 5 options every time either.
Oh, okay. I'll stop doing that.
It's Lisa's fault.
Choose 4 or 6, and all of a sudden it comes a little bit harder.
Okay, good point. I will not choose 5 anymore. Okay. So what do we want to do? Reader's choice or editor's choice first?
I'm good either way. How about we do editor's choice?
All right.
All right. Here we go.
Let's hear it.
So
let's tell them a little bit about the editor's choice. The editors choose.
Yes, the editors of Havok help choose this story. So every season, the editors of each day picks their top 2 stories, and that's kind of their vote for which ones they want to see get into the anthology of those 2 stories. After that, it goes to, I'm guessing, you, Teddy, and Andrew, Lisa, to finalize which stories are for sure going to end up in the anthology, correct?
We do have a say in it. We do read all the stories and then choose which ones we like best, and best, not best. And it's really interesting to me. It's kind of funny because the editors pick their 2 favorites from like the month, like all the stories for the month for each day, the daily editors choose, and that's where the book covers come from. And then, if you notice, like sometimes the stories that make it into the anthologies aren't necessarily the editor's favorites, and that's because what we like might be different than what they like, or I think there's a bit of bias, like because I do occasionally, like right now I'm helping out with Mystery Monday, and so you're getting the story and you're working through it, and where it starts versus where it's finished, you have a different you've interacted with the story, so there's something that happens there when you've read it more than once that I don't know if it's working with the author or just seeing the story grow or whatever, that might make your choice different than like what somebody that's just reading all the stories is choosing. So anyway, after all of that,
all right.
Let's hear who the editors chose.
All right, so here's some of the comments that was on our editor's choice winning story first.
Is one of them by Rose Q. Adams?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right. So
is one of them by Arlen Garrick?
Yes, it is. Yeah, so let's see. Deborah Henley said, wow, this one really takes you into its world. What a great read. Bonnie Mason, enthused. I adore these characters. You get such an awesome sense of their history in so few words. These characters definitely grabbed my heart quickly. Rachel Lawrence agreed. I felt all the feelings. Arlan wrote, fantastic story that took my breath away. I love how you packed so much into this little story. Absolutely beautiful. Rose Q. Adams called it a very touching exploration of world and the human heart. Several commenters expressed a desire to see more of the story world, and we couldn't agree more. We're pleased to present the Editor's Choice Award to Emily Barnett for Sky Rays. Congratulations. Unfortunately, Emily,
we're all clapping for you. You'll never know you won, ever. There'll be no way to tell at all. No,
you'll
just
get
kidding.
an email letting her know at some point, or she'll rewatch
it's also listed in the anthology itself. So
so she'll eventually realize it when she gets the anthology. So, but congratulations, Emily. Thank you. You wrote such a great story, and we're looking forward to sharing it in this anthology. All right.
All right. So 5 more words.
5 more words. Here we go. A noun, it looks like. Oh, goodness.
Huh. I wonder who put in airship.
Perfect. Let's see. Wasn't someone saying they wanted to do an airship story here?
Maybe.
They're trying to get their foot in the door early.
All right. So we'll vote on that.
All right.
It's turning out really good.
All right. Have a good night, Jenneth. I saw a comment over here. You have a good night now.
Good night. I didn't want to interrupt if we were moving on to a new topic, but it's
no
fun seeing you all.
Oh, and we had loved having you. And guys, you should totally thank her because she's part of the team that helps make those lovely covers for your stories. So yay, have a good night.
Seriously, you're not going to wait for the Havok Lib reveal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock for me. I gotta go. But
All right.
I also have to drop a couple of those new stories in the approved folder, so I'm going to go do that real quick. then I'm calling
Thanks
it a night.
for thanks for coming, Jenna.
All right, thank you for having me. Good night and good luck with the rest of the libs. I'll read it when it's out.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh. All right. Do we have our next one up? Verb.
We do. It is a past tense verb. You know, it's funny. I just want to pick 5. I don't know why.
And there's something about that number. You're like, it has to be 5. You know, this
Yeah.
nice little odd number.
Right. Ew. And the words keep coming in.
Yeah.
And they're
yeah.
so good. So good.
Everyone has a little bit of an idea of what they want the story to be, right?
Nathan knows.
Nathan knows. Yes.
Nathan
He
knows. He programmed it. I wrote it, but he programmed it. So.
Oh.
I'm actually not looking at the story, but I should have like had a pre-prepared list of the worst possible words for you.
Oh yeah, that would have been good.
Just to drop those in.
Next party. Next party. It is vice and virtue. So for next one. So hey, a little vice in there.
All right. Everyone's favorite. I need another body part.
I also get this feeling that this is almost like a small case of submitting your short story. It's just you're now the complete judge of who gets put in. And so we're all like submitting and you're like, oh, yep, these are the 5 that get to go. And then.
Well, so some of it, like multiple people, like fingernail has been submitted every time. So, you know, I will go ahead and put it there. Then I've got people that, you know, like to do internal organs. So yes, I will, you can vote on pancreas and look, here comes the armpit.
Oh gosh. Armpit, huh? My gosh.
Oops. I thought I was doing them and I didn't, so hold on. Yes, there's the pancreas. Fingernail, I promised you I'd put that one in. Armpit, definitely a favorite. Okay.
All right.
Just there's another body part coming. So if yours doesn't end up on the short list, just feel free to put it there again and maybe you'll make it next time.
I'm gonna have to pick an odd, fun body part.
Uvula, by the way.
Uvula. That wasn't me who wrote that, but there you go.
For whoever was not getting that, it's uvula.
Yeah, but it's so much funnier to say that thing that hangs down the back of your throat. Oh, fingernail just got passed. Oh, no. Fingernail just went up again. Last chance. Fingernail's winning right now.
There we go.
All right. Oh, nope, just got passed. Okay, now let's put it in again. All right, this time we're looking for another adverb. Last adverb for tonight.
I have no ideas. I'm helpful, right?
I don't know who just said finally, but is that because you're ready for this to be over?
Oh,
hungrily, that must be for me.
Yeah, but eaten today.
Oh, is this you? Is this you, Nathan? Excruciatingly? Oh, I got to do another one. Oh, maniacally. Nice. All right.
Maybe. I was gonna say maybe next. No relation to this event at all. No subtext. I was gonna say that what I should do is down at the bottom have one of those progress bars so everyone knows how close we are to the end.
There we go.
Yeah, I guess that's true. How many words there are to go? We're getting close.
Good.
Let's see.
So I also know we encouraged people to wear animal costume if they wanted to for the party. I know we had a couple people with kitty ears, so it just makes me wonder, is anyone dressing up for Halloween? And if yes, as what?
I think we're dressing up for Halloween.
Not as animals.
Not as
Not
animals. no. Fox dress in honor of the party, though. So I have little foxes all over me.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
But I'm being Anya from Spy X Family.
Which I have on my shirt
Yeah.
right now.
I made that.
You mean not Anya from Frozen? Oh, that's Anna. Never mind.
Well, funny you should say that. I have done a couple things around my town where I've dressed up as Anya and like visited libraries and read stories. But do you want to tell me what you're gonna do?
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm going to be doing like a female version of Aizawa from My Hero Academia.
Oh, I feel like mine's gonna stand out. I'm being lazy and I'm recycling what I did at Realm Makers and dressing as Alina Starkov from Shadow and Bone. So because it's
cool.
Well, and it has pockets. And it's warm. So
You're the designated character for all of our stuff because I have no
okay.
pockets.
Nice. And if you got the costume, wear it again. I love, those are great costumes that we see at Realm Makers. So excellent. Anyone else who's also going to be dressing up for Halloween?
I'm going to need.
Outfit. Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead first.
Okay. Today's outfit was inspired by the dove, which is in
Did
my
you say
story.
today's outfit? Today's outfit.
Which is right.
Like, yeah,
Oh,
like that's why
cute.
it's like
You mean you don't
gray
dress
and
like
white
that all the time?
And if you look at my social media, you might see some fancier clothes like this, but I do sometimes like dressing like from the 1920s or whatever, wherever you think this might be from. And I guess technically we're in the 20s, so it's fitting, right? But yeah, for Halloween, it's for the Halloween party that I'm attending later though. I'm thinking maybe just like a pirate, kind of classic Halloween costume.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking about dressing up as a pirate too for this Halloween. I have to work on it, and I work in retail, so it's like, yep, got to wear some sort of costume.
I have a tricorn hat that I got at like a convention years ago, and it's been sitting there just on my closet door, and I just kind of want to justify keeping it, I guess, with all my other like interesting hats. So
Oh, well, it looks like you must have a lot of interesting hats. I like the one you're wearing now, and you got a tricone too. That's very fun. I don't have to miss. Very cool. All right, Hannah, you were going to answer too?
Yes, I'm going to dress up, I think, as Newt Scamander, and I've got my little picket along with me. So, and that's a nice costume I can do.
That's nice. Because your hair looks like it's red.
It is,
So,
and this is the
yeah.
I just have to like mess with it. So
awesome.
Hannah, I had to say I loved your Newt costume when you did it. Like I saw it on Instagram. It was so good. So
oh, thank you.
I love it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready for the final award?
Yeah.
Still have.
Are we ready?
After this, we have 5 words left.
Okay.
And then we can read this audacious story.
Perfect. Sounds great. So how our reader's choice story is chosen is actually by the readers. It's chosen by a combination of the comments and the rating that are given on each story. So not only is that how we use to help choose what stories are planning getting into the anthology, so readers get to help choose what gets in there, but it also helps us choose which is like the best of the best by the reader standards. So this is what our commenters on that story had to say. Rose Q. Adams said, this story had a lovely balance between world building and emotion. I might weep if this one doesn't make it into the anthology. Well, you can put away the Kleenex, Rose, because this story made it. Emily Barnett called it a fierce and beautiful story. Arlan said it was a beautiful story of sacrifice and love. And Julie Skinner said it had all the Moana vibes. Without further ado, we're pleased to announce the reader's choice is Cassandra Ham for Taming the Volcano.
Thank you so much. I was like, wait a second. I remember Rose saying she would cry if she didn't get into the anthology.
I don't go to the anthology at one reader's choice.
Wow, this is very, thank you. And yeah, thank you to everyone who voted and commented. It really means a lot to me. So yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me spotlight you for our audience. All right. Now I realize that you didn't have time to have Hannah write a speech for you, but what would you like to say to your audience of readers?
My whole family has not stopped the slack.
It's so funny because it's like the shortest piece of it, shortest category, and it's the very first accepted seat. And I'm sitting there in the back of the room as the awards coordinator going, "Holy moly, this is going to be a long night." But it was beautiful. I figured that you didn't send it to me because you didn't want me to say, no, that's too long. She's just like, I'm going to go to Kathy and she's going to read it. So she'll be the one that gets in trouble.
Yeah, because I sat there and went, when's the music going to start playing?
Oh my gosh, but the whole time it was going, my family was staring at me like, when are you going to stop?
All right, I got one little more note here. Both the readers and editor's choice winners will be receiving a $100 Amazon gift card and a paperback copy of the anthology. Cassie and Emily won the exact same awards last season. They just happen to be that good at what they do. Emily's craft and storytelling is entrancing and impeccable. Cassie knows how to write characters and situations that resonate with a wide audience. They each have their superpowers, and I hope they go out in the wide world and make an impact with them. That was written by Teddy, by the way.
Teddy, I'm gonna have to message her and thank her for that.
Absolutely. Oh, congratulations. You guys wrote great stories, but not just our choice winners, but everyone who got into this anthology wrote amazing stories. So congratulations. Be very proud of what you did and what you've accomplished.
Absolutely. We love our authors, and we really like doing this. When we started Havok Publishing, not Havok Magazine, we were thinking, man, can we really do this? Can we really put out an anthology every 6 months? And we've done it, and they're good, and I'm not bragging on us because you guys are the ones writing the story. So I just love it. I get so proud every time we have a new book baby. I just love it so much. All right, hold on. Let's see what you guys want me to yell. You're getting tired because there's no Aruga this time. Let's see.
I have a feeling Hannah, Becca, and Cass will probably not be sleeping tonight. They're still laughing hysterically and getting red in the face. I bet they're going to be up all night talking or something. And none of them are going to get any sleep.
So all of them said that she had to go. So that reminds me that and Europe and all the others now has their videos off. So yes. I'm wondering if we should rename ourselves again to something else.
Yeah, because unfortunately I'm so bad with names. If you don't give me your real name, I'm not always going to know what to call you. I'm sorry. So you could rename yourself to your real name. At least I can actually treat you with human decency by calling you by your real name. Oh,
Or
all right.
write down what you want her to say.
Yeah, just
This
nothing.
is your
bad.
chance to make her say strange things.
Oh, just nothing uncomfortable. Okay.
You just won't call on them if that's the case.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Where's my thing? I can't.
That's true.
My
Amy.
thing is gone. Where's my thing?
What
It's
thing?
just- Well, the thing to rename it. Oh, there we go.
All right. So as we finish up this, I know I had a little more announcey thingy, so I'll go ahead and just go over that while we do that. Let's see. All right. So you're going to be able to read all these and more stories in the upcoming anthology of Animal Kingdom. Hopefully out tonight or tomorrow. Not sure if you three heard, but Teddy hit the publish button for the paperback as of tonight, so it might be available here soon. Woohoo! All right. We are also currently still publishing our last stories for Vice and Virtue through December, and are accepting submissions for World Tour, as we were talking about earlier. America is closing November 6th, and Africa closes on December 4th. I hope you guys
And not due to COVID.
Not due to COVID.
Not due to COVID. Africa is not closing due to COVID.
No, did I say something wrong?
Well, no, it's just funny. Like Americas are closing, Africa's closing. You know, it's just like.
I didn't even think of that. No,
Well, that's
the
good.
borders are still open. Our submission periods will be closing. And we'll hopefully have more prompts out for those too, if you don't have our story ideas already percolating for those. Let's see. So I hope you enjoy this anthology we have coming out. It's gonna be a roaring good time. And our anthology for Vice and Virtue will be coming up sometime in the first quarter of 2023. And yes, Lisa's giving me the stare at the moment. Like last time I said this. Finish one anthology and go, there goes the next.
I know. I'm monitoring words. You could say whatever you want. It's going past me.
Okay.
All right. We are on our last prompt. And then I get to read this thing.
All right, so yep, pre-orders open now, but hey, orders are possibly open tomorrow. So yay. Oh, so looking forward to this anthology. Getting some good ones in there, Lisa.
Over here.
I just want to say for the record, whoever keeps putting the CR word, I consider it profanity, so I am not going to put it on there because I don't want to say it. Don't want to say I told you so. That's funny. I would have put that if I'd seen it earlier.
All right. Ooh, what's this?
All right. Oops.
There we go.
Well,
Is that
let's
all?
see. Hold on. I've got to change this one. All right. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. And so, not to be outdone by Jane, I'm going to read this with an accent.
Sounds great.
I'm not saying what kind of accent it is. It's just a bad one. I don't know if any of you are a fan of Rudyard Kipling and his Just So stories, but I grew up liking them very immensely. And so now I have written a Havok lib to tell you about how the red panda got his fluffy earlobe. A long time ago in the country of Liechtenstein, a young red panda was parkouring through the Sky City looking for tacos. Little did he know, but a bombastic dragon was nearby, and she was hungry too. Although the dragon was very awkward, she set a trap for the poor red panda in the middle of the Sky City. First, she putted a hole. I have no idea how you putter a hole, but that is what she did. Then she lined it with tumbleweeds and poured spider webs all over them. Finally, she barked near the hole and yelled sporadically, "Woo! Woo!" The young red panda heard her and honked. Before he knew it, he was slurping toward the dragon's hole. After 42 steps, he saw the trap, but he didn't have enough time to capitulate. He slipped and he fell, and his mustache got stuck in the spider's web. "Oh, pineapples!" the inky red panda cried. "Someone help!" The dragon sneered down at the red panda with her thimble-sized vermilion teeth. You poor Anthology. I almost fainted into that hole myself. Of course I can help you. Reach your earlobe toward me and I will pull you out. But the red panda was afraid of the dragon's thimble-sized vermilion teeth, so he reached out his eyeball instead. The dragon snatched it with her thimble-sized vermilion teeth and pulled, but the red panda was stuck maniacally in the spider's web. "Oh, the pain!" cried the red panda. "You're hurting me." One thing the dragon forgot, or maybe she did not know, was that the red pandas always travel in a murmuration. Having already heard the little red panda's initial cry for help, his third cousin, once removed on my maternal grandpa's side, was already on his way to the aid. Now, with his exclamation of, "Oh, the pain!" his third cousin, once removed on my maternal grandpa's side, collided with the dragon's fingernail with a loud whoo. The dragon fell into her own trap, crashing into the spider web with her whole body, ratcheting the red panda's earlobe until it sprang out of the spider's web and flew into the Sky City with a. When he stood up, his third cousin, once removed on my maternal grandpa's side, grasped at his earlobe, which was now very fluffy. And that is how the red panda got his fluffy earlobe. The moral of this story, because no good story shall pass without a moral, is thou shalt not pass. When roaming the Sky City searching for tacos, don't go slurping when you hear a woo, or you might find yourself stuck in spider webs.
That's excellent. Oh, their creativity. Oh,
That was awesome. I like
was
the
awesome.
thimble-sized vermilion teeth.
Yes, that was good.
The pain.
Oh,
It's a very, very melodramatic red panda.
yeah. Oh, it's a fun. Yes. I can't wait to reread this on the website.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will have to add in the woos before I send it to Teddy.
Yes, definitely. Oh, well, that was a great wrap to the evening. Thank you guys for hanging out with us for so long and staying to the very end. I hope you enjoyed tonight, and also I hope you enjoy the anthology. Read it, review it, share it with your friends, strangers, and we'll see you for Vice and
And
Virtues.
you're a third cousin once removed on your grandpa's side.
Yes, yes, and we'll see you for Vice and Virtues in a couple months.
Well, 6, but yes.
6 months.
All right.
No.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Have a great
everyone.
night.